Welcome to my channel.
Just found out today. Story 1-2. So my wife and I are somewhere on the swinger poly spectrum. We sort of stumbled into a full-on relationship with another couple where mainly I dated the other girl and she mainly dated the other guy, and then we would all hang out. My wife was way more into it than I was, but I tried to be as into it because she liked it and the good parts of it were pretty fun. Everyone has set boundaries of what we were comfortable with and we all agreed to respect them. My one was nothing time beyond kissing when we weren't all together. We ended up breaking it off a couple months ago because I just got tired of all of the conflict and drama that I felt the other couple was causing. I could do a whole post about it. Well, anyways, today my wife was a little down and kept asking me when I would be done with work. I thought she was having a bad day, but then she hit me with the "we need to talk" line. Turns out she had time with him one morning after I went home early to take care of our dog. This was in January, so about 6 months ago at the time of this post. I feel betrayed, lied to, and gaslit. I wasn't super comfortable with them hanging out because as we got to know them more I really didn't trust the guy, but she would always reassure me that I had nothing to worry about it. The only redeeming things in my mind are that we were in uncharted waters in that type of relationship, but have otherwise agreed prior to this reveal that we aren't going to do it again, so we'll never be in that situation, and that she told me of her own volition when she probably could have gotten away with it because we aren't in contact with the other couple anymore. I don't know what to do. I built my life with her based on trust. I'm supposed to quit my job and go back to school while she supports us financially. I've been supporting her for years. I don't know if I can ever trust her or feel the same love from her again. I can't even talk about it with our friends because I'm not comfortable with them knowing we have extramarital affairs. And the other open couples I know, I'm not close enough to go to them. I'm pretty terrified of what my life is going to be. I also feel like some weird combination of anger, sadness, inadequacy, and betrayal. Not sure what I want or need right now, but I've seen this sub posted enough that I felt the need to post. Thanks for reading if you made it this far. Redditors' reactions. Redditor 1. Conventional agony and advice for waywards is that if it's their first time cheating and they have absolutely no intentions of doing it again is to bury it, work on themselves and recommit heavily to the marriage. Your wayward didn't do this. Why? It was 6 months on? She had gotten away with it? Why risk blowing up her marriage and losing her security for a one and done? There is more to this and I don't think that you'll like it when you find out. Redditor 2. She clearly ducked up. Right now, you should ask for space so that you can process freely without her interfering. Has she apologized? How does she see your relationship? Op answer. Yeah, I'm taking work off tomorrow and have been doing my own thing all night. She's apologized a lot and has basically been in tears all day, so I know she's sorry. She loves the relationship. Also, conflicting things is I really do think the other couple was toxic, and like I said, we have agreed that we aren't doing that again. But yeah, I mean, we both thought we were perfect for each other and have otherwise been like planning to redo our vows at the earliest anniversary we can. Redditor 3. No offense, but play stupid games, win stupid prizes. In this arrangement, one of you was meant to falter and it happened to be her. What matter now is whether she has genuine remorse and is doing the right work for you. Does she makes you feel safe and loved consistently since the act happened? Her coming clean is a great way to start reconciling, but at your pace and ways only. Have constructive discussions, rant, vent out, but don't resort to verbal or other abuses that really hurts deep. Good luck. Redditor 4. Oh Jesus Christ. This trend of poly-open marriages is just a shit show all around, and people keep thinking with their little heads and believing they are special. You and your wife invited this problem into your marriage when you decided to act single and bring more people into the mix. That's the price you pay for a shit decision, like most other people who make the same shit decision. I'd say to take some time apart and really think about what a marriage is and whether you actually want to be married in the first place. So far, neither one of you seem like you want to be married, or y'all certainly don't act like it anyways. Maybe ask yourself why you're mad. I mean, you allow her to have another relationship and duck other dudes, and you're upset she ducked another dude? What's the point of opening the marriage if you're not comfortable with her ducking other dudes? Why is only okay for her to only have sexual relations while you are present? What was the purpose of that particular rule? Was it intended to protect your marriage somehow? The marriage in which you allow her to have a relationships with and duck other people anyways? That marriage? If you're not comfortable with her ducking other dudes, what's the point in opening the marriage in the first place? In any event, she's a common cheater now, and I don't think you have the whole story. Why confess out of the blue, 6 months later? Doesn't make sense. Something else drove her to confess. Take your time, don't make any rash decisions, and investigate further, until you have the whole truth. And for God's sake, stop blaming the other couple. You two brought this shit on yourselves. It would not have mattered who the other couple was. The inevitable is the inevitable. Redditor follow up. This right here. I would add a polygraph is non-optional. Something seems off and you need to know the entire truth before deciding how you might want to proceed. Redditor 5. Ask her if there is more to this. Ask her why. Tell you now? This sounds like trickle truthing. Has she been seeing him since then? Has she been seeing others you don't know about? You need her to come clean fully now or you cannot begin to repair the damage. Op answer. I think it's very unlikely that she's still seeing him because we cut contact with them after the breakup. Plus, like, I have not noticed any signs of actively hiding things, like we are super open with phones. I'll use hers when mine is low on battery or whatever, so I don't think there are other people. But yeah, I don't understand the timing at all. Why now or even at all? I would have never known because we completely cut contact. Not that I would have preferred never knowing. The other dude basically threw a tantrum when I said we were done, and my wife finally saw all the things that were driving me away, so we said donezo. But clearly I don't have the full story. Redditor 6, and this is why ENM doesn't work. If you want stay married, close it and work on your marriage. If you don't, this will happen again. Please tell me you don't have kids because they are the innocent ones caught in this mess. Op answer. Lol, of course I don't have kids, I'm a degenerate in an ENM relationship. Redditor 7, don't ask for space. Get your fair share, have her support you while you get your education. Then decide. Op answer, yeah, I mean I was a love-struck idiot who didn't do any sort of prenup, but I definitely won't walk away from this without getting my school taken care of, regardless of how it goes. I was just looking forward to the emotional support as well. Redditor 8, forgive me and I may be slammed here, brother, the moment you go down that rabbit hole anything goes. They say boundaries and all that, but I've seen too many couples breaking up because of this. I know different strokes and I respect it, but bud, this is not for everyone, and if you're not keen, stop. Problem is it really an affair as you guys were literally binging other people? Redditor 9, is she remorseful? Or is this some FYI she threw out there to let you know because she's unhappy and not sure of the marriage? Op answer, very remorseful. She's been crying all night after telling me. Wishes it didn't happen. Redditor 10, there is something that's called choice and consequence. This is the consequence of your choices. You play with fire and you will get burnt. Story 2-2. Wife was role-playing with another man to get over abuse. I've been with my wife for 10 years, married for 1. We were each other's first and only relationship, supposedly. A month ago I found out she had been cheating on me. I confronted her and I think she's told me everything. I want to forgive her and I'm finding any reason to stay, but I don't know what to do and can't talk to anyone about it. I've been incapable of making even simple decisions for myself this past month, so there's no way I can make such a life-changing one in this frame of mind. For the past 3 years she's been role-playing on and off with a guy she worked with, 20 years her senior. They were both abused when they were younger, and it started out as a way for her to get over the abuse. I didn't know the extent of her abuse and she felt she could only discuss it with someone who could relate. The role-playing started off as texts, but I saw the inappropriate pictures they were sending each other, so I knew it was more than just messages. She wanted to feel loved and wanted, which apparently I didn't provide. She would profess her love for him, but also take out all her anger and frustration on him. It was horrible to read. Their last meetup was 3 days before I found out and confronted her. During some of her extremely low periods, she went to his place and had a LS time as a way to hurt herself but relive the abuse. She also made out with him, but I just can't see how that could help. She claims to have done these acts with him once in 2019 and once in 2021 just before we got married. She claims she never slept with him after our wedding as it is religiously sacred to her. But they still saw each other and messaged each other inappropriately during this time. Apparently the meetings were all platonic and professional. He was in the same field and was helping with work as it wasn't going well, etc. The messaging was all disassociated role playing. She was pretending they had this other life where she had no problems, but again taking out any real problems on him as to not burden anyone else. After I confronted her and made it real to her, she was extremely regretful and apologetic. She immediately told the guy to never message her again, and she is making every effort to make our marriage work. She's loved me unconditionally for 10 years and made a few horrible mistakes, but I don't know if I will get over it. I want it to work, but I can't forget what she did. I dwell on things I have menial regrets from elementary school 20 years later that I still think about, so I don't think I will ever forget something so big. I know how this is coming across, and I think I know what the responses will be based on my previous posts. I'm venting here, but I'm looking for any reason to stay. I hate what she did, but I love who she was, and I want that love back. Will I ever be able to see her the same way I used to? Redditors' reactions. Redditor 1, she is not sorry. In your previous post you mentioned that she told you that she no longer wants to talk about it and changed the password of her phone. How can someone who is sorry do something like that? She is doing this to protect herself, and she is not taking your feelings into account like she did during the affair. How do you know that what she is saying is the truth? Do you have ways to check it? This is the sub for reconciliation you have tried to post here, but honestly I do not recommend that you try it. Redditor 2, man, wake up. Your wife took advantage of you and kinda used her abuse as a hall pass to gaslight you and cheat on you. I don't want to project anything, but she abused you, used your want to help her to betray and cheat on you under the guise of her own therapy. That's abuse. Stop shepherding her, stop accommodating her. Find out what you need. Do you need a weak partner who lies and betrays you? Is your decision to forgive her based on being afraid of being alone? Ask yourself those questions, because in your guts you know you can't trust her and that's holding you back. Stop thinking you have to take the high road. She did this to you, you're the victim here. Stop thinking you have to fix this, don't trust your so. She claims she never slept with him after our wedding as it is religiously sacred to her. That statement is so laughable and you know it. You must be a borderline hypocrite to say and mean such thing. Lying and cheating on you under her victim card and suddenly telling you, know that I wouldn't do cause it's sacred. Stop living in denial even if it gives you comfort to save your own sanity. You have to decide, only you, but don't lie to yourself or you will live in misery. Redditor 3, read what you wrote up. Do you believe any of that bullshit? No one would. Forgive her? Nope. I am almost 5 years in reconciliation of a 25-year marriage with my WH. He is rare, he changed for the better, he did have childhood abuse and most will not admit to it or deal with it, and when they do, no role playing, he is in EDMR therapy. That's just bunk. I still haven't forgiven my WH, maybe I will never, that is my choice. Just a reconciliation is the betrayed partner's choice. Has she stopped all contact with the AP? Has she given you access to her phone, email and all social media and apps? Is she going to individual therapy for her issues, with a real therapist that won't role play? By what you typed above, she hasn't fully disclosed all. Unless she is going to do everything she can to reconcile a 1-year marriage, and that will take a good 5 years to do so, go find your own therapist to get your head on straight, because if you want to believe her bullshit, you have issues, sorry dude, but you do. Go see an attorney and get an STD test. Do not sleep with her. Redditor 4, see if you can get an annulment. These were no mistakes. Mistakes have no ill will or intentions behind them. They were strategic, thoughtful choices to make herself feel good at your expense. The secrets, lies, gaslighting and showering her time, energy and affection on another man, are directly against you. Redditor 5, I can't believe someone would have the audacity to say the things she said. But time isn't therapy, BTW. Redditor 6, That's not unconditional love, that's abuse. She's abused your trust because she didn't have the galls to seek therapy. Or if she did, why didn't she out your unconditional love for unconditional support? She's been cheating on you since forever. You're just too blinded by this pure love fallacy that never existed. You kept recreating her innocence after she cheated, in hopes she'd return to you. In hopes that she'd finally picked you, but she never did. She then continued to betray you. Redditor 7, you've been married for only 1 year and she's been cheating for at least 3? I'm not sure why you think there's anything to salvage here. The steps she'd need to take to fix herself should have started long ago. At this point, cheating is how she copes with it at best. At worst, it's just an excuse. Expect her to continue to cheat, with this guy or someone else. Redditor 8, so instead of therapy she let some other dude duck her in the ass? Sounds professional and healing to me. Not. How are going to recover from the abuse she has inflicted on you? Redditor 9, even if you are going to believe this very far-fetched story, still just as wrong. Even still, why does it matter the reason? It shouldn't. The question is this person safe? Certainly doesn't seem like it. She is conning you, man. The sad thing is deep down you know it too. Redditor 10, she's loved me unconditionally for 10 years and made a few horrible mistakes. Sorry, but WTF? These are not mistakes, rather a series of planned and intentional decisions that she made to cheat on you, and here you are desperately trying to rug sweep it all. She could have talked to a therapist counselor to cope up with the past trauma. Who on earth cheats on their so to cope up with their trauma? That's sheer BS and you are happily buying it. What has she actually done to show she's remorseful? Has she confessed to your families and friends? Have she quit her job and told the SO of the AP? Thank you for watching. Comment what do you think about this situation. Don't forget to like and subscribe.